I didn't choose myself because it was brave. I chose myself because I was running out of life. Because continuing the way I was meant slowly dying on the inside while looking just fine on the outside. And the most terrifying part, no one would have known. Not my family, not my friends, not even me. Until it was too late. This is the story of the day I finally said enough. This is the day everything changed, not because I won something, but because I stopped abandoning myself. Welcome home. I am Jas Sekho, and today I want to talk to you not as a coach, not as an expert, but as a woman who had to learn the hard way what it means to choose herself. If you have ever felt like you're living a version of life that has been handed to you, if you've ever smiled when you wanted to scream or felt exhausted from being the strong one, this episode is for you. Because there comes a moment for all of us when we stop and ask, whose life am I really living? I had built a world. On the outside, it looked like I had it all. I was part of launching 6 television channels. I led teams. I trained people. I had the applause, the numbers, the reputation. People called me sorted, capable, strong. But inside, I was shrinking. Every single day. I was the yes person. Yes to bosses. Yes to expectations. Yes to roles that did not fit. Yes to being who they needed me to be. I said yes when every cell in me was screaming no. And that's what no one tells you. You can be successful and dying inside. You can be admired and completely disconnected from yourself. You can have the perfect mask and still feel completely lost behind it. But you don't notice it until one day. You try to speak your truth and no voice comes out. It doesn't happen all at once. It's a slow drip. A slow silencing of yourself. A quiet agreement to betray your own soul just to keep the peace. And then it happened. I was in my room. It was Thursday, 5 p.m. And I had just come off a call with somebody who said, "You have changed." And they meant it like an insult. But something shifted. I heard something I had heard in a long time. My own voice. And it said, "This is not who you are." I looked around. For the first time I saw it. I was playing a role, performing a version of life I did not even choose. That was the moment. No grand scene, no mountaintop, just me sitting on the floor, back against the wall, in full painful clarity. That was not living. This was role playing, and I had a choice to make. And it was in that silence that I realized something that changed my life forever. No one was coming to save me. Not my job, not my partner, not society, not even time. I was waiting for someone to give me permission to tell me it's okay to say, "Now you can live." But here's the truth. That moment never comes. You either choose yourself or you keep waiting for a life that was never yours to begin with. I sat there that day, asked myself one terrifying question. If nothing around me changes, can I still choose me? And something shifted because that question hit deep. It doesn't leave space for excuses. It holds up a mirror. It forces you to get real. It brought me to one of those moments, sharp, quiet, undeniable, where you just can't pretend anymore, where the noise stops and all that's left is truth. That's when something inside me cracked. And I remember so clearly. It was a Thursday, around 5 p.m. I was sitting on the floor, back against the wall, phone on silent, tears caught behind my eyes, but not quite falling. And in that stillness, something just clicked. like a quiet jolt of clarity, and I said to myself, just this can't go on. You can't keep wishing things were different. You can't keep hoping situations will get better on their own. You can't keep holding out for people to magically become who you need them to be. That was my true talk. No background music, no drama, just me and my soul. Because I had already shown up, I had done the work, bent over backwards, extended grace, time, love, chances, and still, same issues, same dynamics, same emotional loops. Like many of us with our hearts in the right place, I had done everything right. Played the role, kept the peace, compromised, contorted, shrunk, stretched, all in the name of making it work. And still it wasn't work. I had given years of effort, carried expectations like boulders, tried every way possible to make it work the way it should. And yet, nothing had changed. Same problem, same expectations, same blame, same emotional dance, same drama, same cycle. Now here's the coach corner for you. Maybe you relate. Do you find yourself stuck in the same issues, the same loops, the same emotional patterns? That was me. I was exhausted from trying to edit a story that didn't even feel like mine anymore. And suddenly, something snapped. It hit me like a punch of truth right in my gut. Just, you can't keep living like this. You cannot keep waiting for things to get better, for people to change, for situations to finally match the effort you have been putting in, because I had given it my all. So much patience, so much bending, so much hope. And still, same problems, same patterns, same emotional tug of war. It was a call a spade moment, a real raw truth talk. And I told myself, just either you shut up and make the most of what this life is, or get up and create something new. But what you're not going to do anymore is sit in the middle. Suffering, blaming, waiting, hoping. That's not living. That's slow death. That's decorating a cage and calling it freedom. And I realized something deeper. I wasn't just tired, I was soul tired. Tired of showing up for everyone. Tired of shape shifting to keep the peace. Tired of hoping that if I just waited long enough, things would finally shift. I was clear on what I was not going to do anymore. No more cribbing, no more hoping, no more waiting or wishing. I was done. Done waiting for others to evolve, for situations to magically change, for life to reward my endurance. But you know what? It was all wrong. Nothing outside me was going to change. Until I did. And that hit hard. Because what I was doing, that was not living. That was surviving. That was pretending. That was playing a role in someone else's story. So I made a quiet promise to myself. From this moment on, I choose me. I was not saying I had all the answers. I wasn't burning bridges, but I was done abandoning myself. No more explaining my worth. No more shrinking to fit a version of me that kept everyone else comfortable, but kept me invisible. That day, I chose authenticity. Not because it was easy, but because it was necessary. I was not waiting for the right moment or a sign from the universe or someone else's blessing. I decided to return to who I really was, to remember what my soul had been whispering all along. And what hit me the most that day, it didn't matter what step I took next. What mattered was that I remembered who I was and made a commitment to honor that. Looking back, I'm thankful. Because that middle space, it was not peace, it was paralysis. It was not calm, it's quite suppression. And I'm so glad I chose authenticity. Not because I felt strong, but because I was finally too tired to keep being someone I was not. And what surprised me most? Once I made that promise not to perform, not to wait, life started shifting. Tiny turn, new doors. It was like the universe was just waiting for me to stop pretending. Not because I had everything figured out, but because I stopped abandoning myself. I stopped waiting and started walking. And guess what? Life responded. Because when you choose yourself, truly, unapologetically, you activate something powerful inside you. I finally understood. Choosing yourself is not about escape, it's about return. It's not about becoming someone new, it's about coming back to who you were before the world told you who to be. It's about taking back authorship of your own story. You come back to your essence, your truth. And from that place, that's where life really begins. I came home, not to some shiny new version of me, but to the one that always existed underneath the noise and that choice. It was not glamorous. It was not cinematic. It was uncomfortable. Because when you choose yourself, you start grieving all the versions of you that were never real to begin with. I sat with that grief. I cried. Not for someone else, but for myself. For all the times I had abandoned my truth just to make things easier for someone else. I whispered, I'm sorry. And for the first time in years, I meant it. That day, I didn't make a vision board. I didn't write a 10-step plan. I just made one decision. No more pretending. No more shape-shifting. No more smiling just to keep the peace while it disappeared on the inside. Because here's what I want you to know. You don't need a breakdown to break free. You just need one honest moment. And if you have been waiting for a sign, this is it. Because this is the only life you get, and it's yours. To live, to feel, to own. But you can't have both. You can't live a true life and a pleasing one at the same time. I had been outsourcing my worth for years. To validation, to performance, to being liked. But that day, I took it back. It did not feel powerful. I felt raw. I felt scared. I felt alone. But I also felt something I had not felt in a long time. Alive. And that was the beginning of a different kind of life. That day changed everything. Not instantly, but permanently. Because once you choose yourself, you can't unchoose. You can't unknow that feeling. You can't go back to pretending, not without losing something sacred inside you. And yes, there were still tough days. Nights when I questioned everything. Moments when I wondered if I made a mistake. And here's what I did not do anymore. I did not abandon myself. I did not gaslight myself into staying in places that didn't feel like home to my soul. I started checking in, not with the world, but with my own heart. Instead of asking, what will they think? I asked, how will I feel if I betray myself again? I stopped saying yes out of guilt and I started saying no out of love. Love for my sanity, love for my peace, love for my truth. Because choosing yourself doesn't mean you become selfish. It means you finally stop self-abandoning in the name of survival. You begin showing up from fullness, not from fear. You speak because it's true, not because it's expected. You act because it is aligned, not because it's approved. And the most magical part? The people who truly belong in your life, they don't leave. They don't leave when you become more you. They show up deeper. They see you more clear. They meet you where you are instead of needing you to shrink. Of course, some people fell away and it hurt. but not as much as it used to hurt when I betrayed myself to keep them. Because this journey is not about becoming invincible, it's about becoming real. I stopped performing peace and started embodying it. I stopped rehearsing joy and started feeling it. And slowly, breath by breath, my life stopped being a performance and started becoming a practice. A practice of showing up as I am, with grace, with grit, with my truth in hand. And you know what? It's not always graceful, but it's honest. And honesty? That's the most sacred kind of strength. Because when you live from your truth, you're not chasing approval anymore. You're walking in purpose. You stop asking the world to clap for you and start clapping for yourself every time you choose courage over comfort. And that's what I've built my life on since. Not perfection, not performance, but presence. And it all started with one radical life-changing decision. I chose myself. You see, choosing yourself is not one big heroic act. It's 100 quiet decisions you make every single day. It's waking up and checking in with yourself before you check your phone. It's saying no to what drains you, even if it disappoints someone else. It's taking that pause before you react and asking, what do I really want to say here? It's walking away from guilt, from performance, from people pleasing, from fixing things that don't want to be fixed. Choosing yourself is that deep exhale. When you finally stop trying to earn your own worth and instead you begin to live it from it. It's subtle, it's not flashy. Sometimes it looks like rest, sometimes like boundaries. Sometimes like walking away from conversations you would have once stayed in just to be liked. And sometimes it's choosing silence over explaining yourself yet again. Choosing yourself means you stop needing to be everything for everyone and start becoming something real for yourself. You begin to matter to you. You start honoring your yes and your sacred no. You stop waiting to be rescued, you become the anchor, and once you do that, you realize life does not feel like a battlefield anymore. Sure, challenges still come, pain still shows up, but you're not fighting yourself in the process. You're not resisting your own truth. You're not leaking energy, trying to hold a version of yourself that's no longer true. You're living in alignment. And alignment, that's where your power lies. That's where you feel real. Not that performative joy, but that quiet, grounded joy that lives in your bones. The kind of joy that says, I'm proud of how I showed up today, even if no one claps for it. And yes, people might not understand your shift. They'll say you have changed. You'll say, I finally returned. They'll say you've become distant. You will say, I'm just closer to myself now. Because when you choose yourself, you stop fearing loss. You start trusting that anything that falls away was making space for something more aligned. And what stays, what remains, that's real. That's who's meant to be in your next chapter. Not because you convinced them, but because your truth called them forward. That's today. You're not chasing anymore. You're magnetizing. You're not explaining yourself to be understood. You're living your truth to be free, and that is enough. More than enough. Because the day you choose yourself, you start writing a new story. Not one where you are the fixer, not one where you're the victim, but one where you are finally the author. And with every word, every choice, every moment of self-honesty, you begin to come home to the life that was always yours. So if you're sitting here in your version of the hallway, in that waiting room between who you were and who you are becoming, I want to tell you something real. You're not lost. You're not broken. You're not late. You are just being asked to remember to come back. Not to the version of you that performed or pleased or proved, but to the one underneath all that. The one who always knew. The one who tried to speak up before you learned it was safer to be silent. The one who loved widely before shame taught you to withhold. That you. She is still in there. He is still in there. And they are so ready for you to come home. And let me pause and say this. Choosing yourself does not mean breaking everything down. It does not mean walking away from your relationships or quitting your job. This isn't about rebellion. It's about returning. It's about returning to your truth, to your awareness, to your alignment. It's about asking the harder questions. Am I giving love without feeling appreciated? Am I constantly molding myself just to keep the peace? Do I feel accepted for who I am, or only when I perform a version of me that pleases others? Do I even know how I am being treated? That's where it begins. Not in grand exits, but in quiet realizations. Sometimes the relationship continues. Sometimes the job stays. Sometimes nothing around you changes, but you do. Because the shift isn't external, it is internal. It's the day you stop living by default and start living by design. You don't need another permission slip. You don't need a plan so perfect it guarantees no failure. You just need one honest moment where you stop and say, I am done abandoning myself. That's it. That's the portal. That's where the shift begins. That's where the life begins to respond. See, when I chose myself, life did not instantly change. I still cried. I still stumbled. But now I was falling forward. I was falling into something real. I wasn't living from fear. I was living from truth. And no matter what happened, I knew one thing. I would never leave myself again. Because that's what choosing yourself really is. It's not about one-time declaration. It's a daily devotion, it's a rhythm, a remembering, a returning, and every time you come back to you, you build a new way of life. Not one that's pain-free, but one that's peaceful. You stop measuring your worth by how productive you are, how much you give, how well you perform. You start measuring your days by how honest you were. How kind you were to yourself. How deeply you showed up as you. That is power. This is the beginning of everything. So, this is your invitation, not from me, but from the version of you that has been whispering all along. To stop waiting. To stop postponing your aliveness. To stop negotiating with your truth and to finally choose you. Not to be selfish, not to hurt others, but to start healing the parts of you that kept hurting in silence. Because the day you do, the real story begins. And I can promise you this, it's going to be messy. It's going to be raw. It might even feel lonely sometimes, but it's going to be yours, and that makes all the difference. You'll wake up one day and realize you did not just change your life, you came back to it. You did not just find yourself, you stopped abandoning her. For the first time in a long time, you will look in the mirror and see someone real, not perfect but present, not polished but powerful, not who the world told you to be, but who you have always been underneath it all. And you will whisper with tears in your eyes, with your feet planted firm in the truth, I'm home.